weather today, but it's all good, right? Keep showing up, keep doing what you need to do, and good things will happen, right? But all right, keep this going. All right. Well, welcome, welcome. Hopefully, everybody's having an amazing day. I know it's a little late. Well, it's kind of early for me. It's only 9:42. So, but I just wanted to jump on here and I want to talk about mindset again. I think that's really important. Grant Cardone said that it usually takes him about 15 times to talk to you to. So I think I'm going to keep honing in on the whole mindset. I think that's really big. Oh, I have Jaden, welcome. In building a business, it requires more than just strategy, right, and hard work. It's going to demand that you have a mindset that's rooted in faith, determination, and a higher state of consciousness, right? And when we look at the Bible, we can see that the teachings that Jesus provided for us, they're like a foundation for transformative mindset, right? He wanted It's almost like he emphasized, right, the importance of belief, purpose, and spiritual growth, all right? And mindset is everything. As I'm learning and growing, and my faith is strengthening, right? Mindset is everything. And the thing is that Romans 12:2 says, "Do not be conformed to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, His good, pleasing, perfect will." So that's pretty profound, right? You know, Just a second, Facebook. I don't have. I need to log into Facebook because I don't have. They can't see the messages coming through for some reason. Yeah, it's super hot today. But like Romans 12:2, right? It calls for radical transformation through the renewal of your mind, right? In a context of building business, right? That means that you're gonna have to break free from conventional thinking or break free from what you think that you knew, and be and embrace faith, right? Faith-driven ideas that are going to challenge us to align our thoughts with God, which will lead to clarity, purpose, and a divine guidance in our endeavors, right? When we put our mind on things above, you're going to start to be able to align your business with its purpose, right? And far too many people think that it's supposed to happen quickly or it's supposed to happen right away, and that's not the case. You know what I mean? That's not the case. It takes time to plant those seeds. It takes time to nurture those seeds, and it takes time to harvest. And I think a lot of times we get to the point to where we get right to where it's time to harvest, and we don't see any results, so we back out, right? We back out, and we kill everything that we put into it, right? We spread some, I don't know, not fertilizer, I don't know, weed killer all over, and then it just kills the whole plant. You know what I mean? And then we just say, well, it didn't work anyway, so I guess it must not be for me. But you didn't stick it out, right? You didn't continue, with God's call. A lot of times we think that it's not God's call because we're looking in our fleshly eyes, right? We're not seeing the spiritual, and we're not seeing that. You know what? We're basically trying to take what God is doing for us and trying to make it happen faster, right? And the idea is that no, right? You have to look at the journey, not just the destination, right? Look at the blessings that you're having within your journey, right? Look at everything that you're learning and going through, right? You're being refined in this process. Some people go through a really hard refining process, and that's okay, right? Because that's going to equip you for something better, something more profound, right? So that way you can level up, you can become the best business or entrepreneur that you can. So, and a lot of times, we have to think too, God does not give us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and sound mind. So when we're thinking of that, you know, fear is a significant barrier when it comes to success and personal growth, right? So, 2 Timothy 1:7, it reminds us that God has given us and endowed us with the power, love, sound mind, right? And by embracing that, you're gonna take bolder steps, right? And you're gonna be confident in your decisions, and you're gonna lead with, compassion and wisdom in your business, right, and your personal life. So just know that you're not going to. Why does this keep happening? What is this? No, no, no. Something keeps popping up over here, but that's the thing, you know what I mean? Like, of course I was afraid. Of course I was, timid in my business journey, right? And thinking that, well, I don't have enough knowledge. I don't have enough. I don't have enough of anything to start this journey, right? To start this business. But remember, right? A thief comes only to steal, kill, and destroy, right? But God, Jesus, has come so that they may have life and have it in the full. So he came to offer abundant life, right? Which is going to encompass your spiritual, emotional, material well-being. And in business, having an abundant mindset, right, is going to encourage us to strive, right, for a more holistic success, I guess, or balance your financial prosperity, right, with personal fulfillment and community impact. So when you start to have that mindset of doing things for the kingdom, right? Building your business, not just for yourself, not just for your own personal gain, but doing it so that way you can start to build the kingdom, right? Or start to do things for the kingdom, having a kingdom mindset. And you're going to start to see, you're going to start to view things a different lens. And then when you do, it's going to be a powerful reminder of of your potential, right? And how faith is going to cultivate, right? But you're going to have challenges along the way, right? You're going to have challenges, and that's with life, right? A lot of people think that, well, God has called me to it, so it's just going to be a cakewalk, and I don't have to really worry about anything because God's got my back. Well, you're right, He does, right? He does have your back. But again, it's almost like, oh, just a second. Yeah, well, um, am I frozen? Well, let's see if this works. Yeah, it's hot. Either that or I must have a fever. Oh, there you go, fans. But what are we talking about? We're talking about um, surround yourself with people that are going to be building you up, right? Maybe because I always say that you can't fly with eagles when you flock with chickens. Remember that. So it just shows you that, you're, and you can see your future, right? You can look at your future and see where it's headed by the friends that you have. Sorry to say it, but you can pretty much determine where you're gonna head, where you're headed, if you can really look at and kind of do some do some seeking within, right? And you're gonna see that who you hang out with the most is gonna determine your trajectory, right? Because energy flows where energy goes, where energy goes, where energy flows. So if you're not trying to surround yourself with people that have a higher mindset, or people that have a higher consciousness, or people that have, a winning mindset or a business mindset, whatever the case may be, then it's going to be really hard for you to continue along the path. It's going to really, really be difficult because you're seeing everybody else, right? If they don't have a business mindset and they're not in, you're going to just see everybody else around you just kind of doing what they got to do, right? Kind of just sliding by, just getting by, right? Going to their 9 to 5 and then, relaxing the rest of the time. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that at all. But if you have goals, you have ambitions, you have ideas of building a business, right? You're gonna have to start to look at you're gonna have to change your mindset, right? You're gonna be a now, a never, or a later person. It just depends on which one you're gonna be, right? Do you want to be a now person? You're going to, buckle down and start investing in yourself, investing in your mindset, in your spiritual growth, your business, so that way your business can grow and flourish, right? Or are you going to do it later, right? Are you going to do it when you have some time, right? Are you going to do it when it's more conducive to you, right? Because again, you're never going to have time, right? There's a million things that I could do and say, well, I don't have time for that. I don't have time for this or that, and I'm just going to do it later. Yeah, that's right. It's because you're not buckling down. I'm not buckling down to say, you know what, I have time right now, or I'm going to accomplish my goals, or I'm going to build a schedule around my days, right? I'm going to do X, Y, and Z first, and then I'm going to do, this and this and this, and then I'm going to accomplish this. A lot of us don't do that. Why? Because it takes work, it takes effort, it takes time to build a schedule. It takes time to grow and invest in ourselves. And I always say this too, too many people are sitting on the sidelines expecting the same results as everybody else, but without putting in the work or the effort. And you can see why, if you know anybody that's successful, right? Look at what they're doing. How are they structuring their day? What are they doing within their day? Right? How are they breaking up their day into sections or pieces, right? And I think the biggest thing is having that time of the day where you can just reflect and you can sit back and you can say, you know what, I'm blessed, and count your blessings, and then think about where you want to go within your journey, within your business goals, and you're going to start to cultivate. You're going to start to, I guess you could just say, manifest those things, because again, words have power, right? And if you're going to sit there and tell me that they don't, then we got a serious problem, because the Bible tells us this, right? So if you're going to sit there and put these words into the atmosphere, right? Putting them into existence, right? Speak those words into existence, right? I am healthy. I'm blessed. I am a business entrepreneur. I am going to. I am. And again, it's always I am statements, I've noticed. You know what I mean? The I am statements. Who did God say he was? He's the great I am, the Alpha, the Omega, the beginning and the end. So start using I am statements, right? I am blessed. I am rich. I am prosperous. I am healthy. I am. And you start speaking those words into existence, and you're going to start to see a profound shift in your mindset, profound shift in the atmosphere around you. And that's, God That's you becoming aligned with God. Because when you sit here and say, I want to be successful, well, God's saying, well, what are you doing to be successful? Right? What kind of mindset are you having? What kind of thoughts are you putting into your head? Are you aligned with what it's going to take to become successful? And that's what I've noticed the most, And I had many, 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 many years of, yeah, I'm going to be successful. But then what was I doing? What was I doing to become successful? Doing the bare minimum. I was trying to do the bare minimum. And it wasn't until I shifted my mindset, I found my identity, and I was able to break free from those limiting beliefs that I started to propel myself into a business mindset. And it takes time, it takes effort, it takes work. You can't just sit on the sidelines and be like, well, I don't know if I can do that, or they're not doing this, and it's all excuses. That's all we ever have is excuses, right? You're either going to have 6 months of regret, or you're going to have 6 months of progress. Which one are you going to choose, right? Most people end up having regret because they're putting all this time and effort into it, and they may not be they may be doing everything right. They may be doing a little bit whatever. They may be doing everything right, but when they don't see the results happening right away, then you get your limiting beliefs kick in, and you start to say, well, maybe it's not for me. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, or you know they got successful quicker than I am. And that's the thing. I look at research successful people, research people that have millions and millions and millions of dollars, right? Most billionaires didn't become billionaires until they're in their like 50s, 60s, right? And you have to think that that's a lifelong journey, right? How many people can sit there and tell themselves that their business is going to succeed for 5, 10 years when they have no results, right? And they don't see anything going. And I'm no business expert, I'm no business, guru. But a lot of, if they would have kept going, or they may have, if they would have just learned different strategies or what have you, then maybe their business would be successful. Mindset, right? And learning to be adaptable, because you have to be adaptable, because obviously, if you're doing everything you're supposed to be doing within business and it's not working, right, for 1, 2, 3 years, well, maybe go back to the drawing board and figure out why isn't it working? What are other people doing? Right? Maybe invest in a business coach. Maybe invest in something. And that's another thing, right? Investing in yourself, investing in other people, right? That are going to help you along the way. But a lot of people don't want to take that time, take that effort to invest, right? Because they think that it's just supposed to magically happen. It almost seems like, but you know, Deuteronomy 31:6 says, "Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them. The Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you." Right? So that reminds us that God's presence is everywhere. Right? It's a constant and it's unwavering. Right? So in the face of business challenges or personal struggles, like we're assured that we are not alone. Right? God walks with us, providing us strength and support. And a lot of times that's what he's waiting for, right? He's waiting for you to say, hey, tag me in, right? Tag me in, bro. I'm right here. Tag me in. All you gotta do is say, all right, God, I'm gonna do this, this, and this, and it's in your hands now. But that's a really hard thing to do, right? That's the hardest thing for me to do, is just put my faith and know that it's gonna work out, right? You're speaking that into existence. You are thinking that into existence, right? Because God is saying, hey, put your faith in me. And what is faith? It's something that you can't see, right? You just have to believe that it's going to work out, or that it's going to happen, right? But let's see. And that was my hardest that was my hardest thing, is to give control, right? Because I always want to be in control. I always want to be in control, and I always want to be the one, right, that is making it happen. But at some point, you're gonna have to give up a little bit of control and give it to God, right? And that's what I've started to do. Is I've started to say, you know what? I'm not driving a school bus anymore, God. You are. I'm gonna put my faith and my trust and know that it's gonna work out. And I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. I'm gonna keep grinding. I'm gonna keep, you know, doing my morning meditation, affirmations, community engagement, making sure that I'm doing the steps that I need to do to invest not just in myself, but in to people around me, into my business. And I'm gonna set goals, and I'm gonna continuously learn everything I can, right? And see how much of an impact and see where my business is going. And I can tell you that if you do these things, your business is gonna start to go in the right direction, right? It's gonna start going in the right direction. And a lot of people think that they can just open up a business and all of a sudden everybody's supposed to come to them, right? It's like you open up your business and all of a sudden, poof, everybody's waiting at the door. No, it's not it. And even if you got a few friends, that ain't gonna matter, right? Because even the few friends that you told, they're gonna be like, okay, hey, I got a friend that's got, a business, and that was how it was for me. Because I opened my business and I was like, man, I'm gonna find people are just gonna come out of the woodwork for it. That's what I thought. I thought people were just gonna be like, wow, look at this. This is a cool, no. You're basically out there in an ocean amongst other people floating in the ocean with businesses, the same businesses as you, and you have to figure out how to be seen. And by that, I mean you're gonna have to figure out how to swim. You're gonna have to figure out how to swim fast. You're gonna have to figure out how to, build the biggest raft so that way you can become noticed. You can be seen. It's probably a terrible analogy, but I don't know. I'm just saying you have a lot of people around you doing the same exact things that you are. But what are you doing to stand out? What are you doing, right? Are you posting content every day? Multiple pieces of content every day. Because the more content you push out, the more you will be seen. The more that, people are going to look at it and be like, oh, wow, this is cool. Or the more that they look at it, they're going to go, well, maybe I'll check it out, see what it's all about. But you can't just do nothing. And that's what I learned. I just learned, I learned that I'm in a sea of seas with everybody else trying to make it, trying to succeed. So what are you doing to keep that mindset, keep that drive, and then make yourself make yourself known, right? Are you cultivating that transforming mindset that's going to empower you and your community, right? People only buy from people they like, know, and trust. So you're going to have to figure out how to get people to like you, get people to know you, get people to trust you, right? So you're going to have to break barriers. And that means break barriers on yourself, because that's what I had to do. Because I definitely do not like talking to people, right? And that's why I do these lives so much, because it helps me get out of my skin, right? Because I'd rather just sit in a room and be a fly on the wall and not say a word, right? Because that's just me. That's just my no, that's just me. That's how I've always been. I've always just been the quiet one, right? But maybe it's time to, if you are, maybe it's time for you to be the loud one, right? Maybe it's time, to start transforming your mindset and breaking those barriers and crushing those limiting beliefs and stepping out of your skin, right? So building a business is definitely hard. It's, besides raising kids, it's probably the hardest thing that I've ever done. But God promises to support and guide us, right? He also acknowledges that, we will face hardships. So we can't sit here and think that I'm going to build a business and it's just going to be all peasy, right? All easy. You're going to have a grind that you've never had before. You're going to have the tenacity that you've never had before. Is it slow internet? I don't know. I keep getting a slow internet connection. I wonder if I'd be able to get I wonder if it's even showing up on am I even live? Does it show me as being live? No. It doesn't even show me being live on Instagram. So I'm not sure what that's all about. It says that it's streaming, but it doesn't show me as being live. So let me see if this works. Am I live? Yeah, no, it's not working. It's not working. I don't know what the deal is. Hmm. The Instagram's a little weird sometimes when it's everybody else is live except for me. It shows. So again, see, things are always gonna, But yeah, I gotta get off here and go work out. So I just hope that I was able to give something back. And I'm trying to keep these lives a little bit lower. I know, and I'll do a live later that'll be at least an hour, 2 hours. But I like to just do these little skits and break them up and then put them out there. But just remember that trials are not just obstacles, right? They're catalysts for growth. You remember that, and God gives you the strength to overcome those challenges and support. God's going to support you, right, from your hardships, and that means that we can face challenges with confidence and know that He is with us every step of the way. So embrace this truth, allow yourself to grow, persevere, and ultimately achieve your purpose. And with that,